where everybody knows your name. Laughter fills the air like a sweet refrain. Sit and share a story, but I drink or two. In this cozy bar, where dreams come true, where smiles and friends remain, and good times ease the pain. Here we go again.
Hello, hello. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you let me know? How are we? Are we all alright? Joey, how you doing, bud? Hello to everyone, even though it's from Athlone. Athlone, where it famously rains indoors, apparently. According to Tommy Tiernan, anyway. Is this working? Is everything working? Sounds a bit like me. Not completely like me, but sounds a bit like me. Mandy, how you doing? You okay? Are we all alright? Hasn't it gone warm all of a sudden? It was cold this morning, now all of a sudden it's really warm. Kirsty, have you come on? You got an ad, right? I was going to ask you that. Did it play beforehand? That's not supposed to do it. It's not supposed to play an ad. Right, I need to go back to the drawing board with that one. Esther, are we doing okay? Because there's an option to throw an ad in later on. I wanted to see if that worked. So, obviously not if it's throwing in ads at the start. I will amend that in the mornings. But I will check later on to see whether or not I can trigger them from Stream Deck, because it's a bit of a test. I was going to ask, did you see one? Did it last 30 seconds? Was that what it was? And then it went on to the next. What a pain in the arse. Botrix has correctly joined the channel. And then, of course, we had the new sort of Cheers intro as well. I say sort of Cheers. It's don't worry. Hopefully, I'll be able to show that again. Once more people come in who missed it, I'll go back in and I'll show that one again, because I'm quite proud of it. I think it reminds me, it's nothing like Cheers and everything like Cheers at the same time, I reckon. Well, you'll see why. Obviously you will do. Even the lyrics, there's a nod to it in the lyrics. Lyrics, why did I say lyrics? Need a charger, surprise, surprise, Kirsty. Congratulations on getting your first short up there as well. Actual created content, not just streaming. Next thing you know, you'll be doing long form content. Getting monetised, taking over the world. As well you should. It's quite addictive, isn't it? YouTube, when you start really getting into it, it is very, very addictive, to be honest. To the point where I feel guilty at the moment because I haven't made anything in a while and I've got loads of ideas and I just can't make them start. But I will do. Now that I'm not feeling as bad as I did last week, so. Gingers crossed. Should be sounds a pound, you've noticed? Absolutely. Cheers. That's Lucky Saint, by the way. Unfiltered, alcohol-free beer. And it tastes rather nice. New light. That's the ship's light thing that I've got. I've had that for ages, it just hasn't been in the background before. And seeing as though I've got orangey light on me, there's a name for that. There's a name for it. Motivated light, that is. They're practicals. That's a motivated light. So we've got key, rim and hair behind me. Key, fill, rim. Practicals, motivated. How horrible is this? I know all the terms. I'm pissed off. Made a video but no sound. Easily done. Yeah, the key to filming videos is literally to hit the record button. Don't keep overthinking things. Don't be making 6 billion notes to go and make a 20-second video. Start off recording, cut out the shite, and then off you go. Louise, you'll be mainly lurking due to a lack of charge and not having access to a charger. Due to 3/4 of the house being accessible, you have to bomb for fleas. What? Ought to be more careful. Oh man, it's horrible. Hopefully that'll be done and dusted and then you can get back to normality fairly soon. So it's not going up, fair dues. You could do a voiceover, make some AI music and then do a voiceover over it. There you go. Alcohol, free beer. It is a huge glass. It's very Oktoberfest. Lots of papa music needed. Yeah, as long as you and the family and the fur babies are safe, that's the main thing, isn't it? Just bomb them and then to hell with the consequences. But he told you he's got soft light on his light bulbs, touched it to see, and it's still got burnt. Exactly, the lying bastards, aren't they? Goedenavond, Hadwig. I quite like it. It's got a stand with it and all kinds, but I've took it off just to put it in the background. But it normally would sit in the corner of a room looking all, I don't know, hipster, I suppose, isn't it? Yeah, I don't mind that. And I can control it from my phone, which is nice. As I can with the big light and what else? A couple of other things. Yeah, home with the sugar-free donuts. Unfortunately, I do have to drink alcohol-free lager. For now, anyway. Until I'm back to normal. Nautical, it is like a ship's light, it is, yeah. Very nautical. All I need now is a rope motif going round. A sou'wester, or maybe people throwing buckets of water at me every 5 minutes. And the Dukey's working again. I don't know what was up with that last time, but it is working. It is definitely working. I need the horn. I need the horn. Definitely. Should be able to get plenty of those sound effects. I live by the sea. It's quite good as well growing up in Liverpool. Whenever you got to New Year's Eve and it got to midnight, all the ships that are on the Mersey, absolutely loads of them as well, in all the docks and parked up along the pier head and things like that, would all blow the horns all at once. The sound's amazing. Got a nautical lighter. Very nice. I like the nautical theme. It's quite nice. Being from a sea town as well. Which I've said this before, haven't I? Ringo. In the town where I was born, lived a man who sailed to sea. It's Liverpool, it's a port. Everyone's been to sea. Bellend. Wurlitzer is working indeed. It is working. Wees I wonder by Rodriguez. It's very nice. It is bloody warm. I said I dropped Jess off this morning. I got there at 7:30 and she was moaning about it being cold. And I actually said, no, it's warm. 14 degrees Celsius. It actually feels warm. Whichever breeze was coming through, it was coming from somewhere where there's warm weather, so it was nice. And then this afternoon it got to about 18. And I've been sat at this desk all day, feeling alright, and then for the last 2 hours, it's fucking roasting, man. It's mad. The weather in the area. You're on Amazon just browsing and saw the lighter, so you bought it. That's my unfortunate problem there. On Amazon, so I bought it. I ended up with all kinds of shite, including all kinds of lights. Can't help myself. I've got something else being delivered as well, I think, the next couple of days. Don't even know what it is. That's how stupid it is. Congratulations on the 4K, the first monetised pause. It is. I did have the stream, didn't I? I'm going to have to do much better with the sunset streams. Plan them, even if the last minute. Plan them. Have some saved, ready, and then just delete them if I don't use them. Make sure everything's fully charged, in the right orientation. Should have been landscape, but if it was going to be portrait, it should have had the pause in the corner, shouldn't it? It should have had one of them in the corner, and it didn't because it was a last minute kind of thing. Confetti cannon. Steve, how you doing, bud? People walking around Chroma today wrapped up like it was -5 and it was 15 but windy. Exactly the same as here. It's like, it is not cold. Trying to say to my daughter, it is not cold. You're not wearing a coat. It can't be that cold, otherwise you'd be wearing a coat. And we're in the car. Stop bloody moaning. Total eclipse at Easter Island. I'd love to go somewhere like that. Genuinely. I like all that mad shite. Easter Island, pyramids, Stonehenge. I've been past Stonehenge, but I've never actually been close to it. I also went past Woodhenge, which is a thing. I don't know if Strawhenge is a thing either, but it might be. And after going past there, we went past Thruxton. The racetrack and the noise was incredible. No wonder you have to have these things miles away from anywhere. Cheers, Kirsty. Congratulations. Yes, it's been a long owl schlep, as I think they say, isn't it? Be right back. You've been Stonehenged before. There's loads of places like that in the UK which I could get to, and I haven't been. And it's stupid, isn't it? Why not go there? Why not go to places? Don't just drive past them. Go there, have a quick visit, take a picture, stand there doing that. Get someone else to take your picture for you. Jess has not opened the geode yet, as far as I know. She hasn't told me anyway. I haven't either. It's still just a rock. I will get there. I don't want to smash my feet to pieces or whatever, But we'll get there. Yeah, some places like, okay, I'm here now, what? They are, aren't they? Things like Stonehenge and the pyramids and what have you. Machu Picchu and Angkor Wat and places like that. They've been around for so long, and the massive stone structures, or just things that look like they will be there forevermore. They won't be, but they look like they will be. Makes me wonder how many shadows have passed across their way along the thousands of years that they've been there. Mad. Oh, Esther.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
The Grand Canyon. I do love the way that looks. There's no denying it's old. I like things like that when it's old. Nobody created it. Walt Disney didn't make it out of fiberglass. This is one big fucking hole in the ground, or a series of holes that can only be done over thousands of years by Mother Nature. They're the kind of things that you really need to appreciate, I think. So if you are in that general area, anyone who's going to the States, go and visit. Go and have a look. Don't just fly over it. Go and have an actual look. Stand on the edge of it. There is a Strawhenge, quite a few. There speaks our Google correspondent. Lovely jubbly. There's so many glacial formations like that near you. Yeah, during the Ice Age, the glaciers, they come all the way down, didn't they? I mean, really, really, really far down. And then when they went back, you ended up with the Great Lakes and things. Amazing, isn't it? And the amount of weight from the last Ice Age, there's still places around the globe that are coming back up. they were pushed down, the weight of ice pushed down so much that was like pushed into the earth and now slowly making the way back up. There's parts of Norway, I think it is. And they've got depth gauges for boats at the side of like fjords and things. And the depth gauge is going further and further up all the time because it's stuck in the ground and the ground's going up. It's now out of the water where it's saying like it's 5 metres underneath the water. It's not. It's mad. They found a sea henge up the coast 20 years ago. Sea henges. There should be more henges. We need more henges out of everything. Is there a Lego henge? There must be a Lego henge somewhere. Parks are brilliant, aren't they? Yellowstone as well, despite the fact that it's just it's a volcano, really, isn't it? It's a park on top of a volcano that will go off at some point. Stunning. Got to make the most of these places. Especially if you live in a city or a town, a big town or a city. Get out, go and have a look. Commune with nature. It's not all just concrete and glass buildings. Not too far away from where you are, there will be wonderful looking things. And also places. Speaking of which, when I was sat down by the beach the other day feeling sorry for myself, I got an app on my phone looking at what the the hills are in the distance. And you could see, clear as day until it started raining, you could see all the fells just north of Preston. You see Pendle Hill, you can see a couple of the others, I can't remember their names now actually. But like the Forest of Bowland is just towards me right. On a clear day, behind Blackpool, just to the west of it, you can see the Lake District. It's that close. Why don't I go to places like this? It might be 2 hours in a car because you've got to go round here, there and everywhere, but it's not that far to get to. 10 minutes away from the Great Lakes, man. Live next to Lake Erie, the shallowest of the 5. That must be amazing, that. That's just an absolute incredible bit of nature. Like I say, that's not someone who's just dug out a pond in the back garden, in the back of a stately home. These things have been carved by nature. It's amazing. Great Britain's lifting about 5 millimetres a year. It needs to as well. Bloody hell, it does. Southport needs to, otherwise, once sea levels rise, this will be an underwater stream. No guy threw his wedding ring off the Brooklyn Bridge after his divorce. Was he from Brooklyn, or did he travel all the way there just to make it a gesture? Ali, you may tell a story, of course you may. Sea henge, something new to Google, definitely. That'll keep you going for a while. There may be sea henges here, there and everywhere. Just there the other day watching the waves come off it. Could listen to water all day. I'm the same myself. There's something life-giving about water anyway, obviously there is. But the sound of water in a river or a lake or something that's moving just seems to carry life with it. It's amazing. Oh, Ali, you were chilling in the sitting room and you could hear like scratching or scraping coming from the fireplace. Dun dun dun. Jinxie, how you doing? How was Fat Club? First rule of Fat Club, don't talk about Fat Club. Then the soot started falling down and your fireplace is an insert stove. Don't tell me it was a bear. Bird. Was it a bird? Was it a plane? Was it Superman? They tend to like it, don't they? Birds like hanging around in fireplaces. Squirrel. Yeah, very, very careful with fireplaces. Fat people do tend to come down the chimney. Not Father Christmas, just robbers, housebreakers. What's the difference between a fell, a fjord and glen, etc.? A fell is a hill, a fjord has got water in it, a glen is not between... Is a glen like a coombe in between two higher promontories? Am I making that up? Yeah. Google that, Google it. But fells, we've got fells near us. They're just hills, they're not mountains as yet, the fells. Fells, hills, fells, mountains. You can't get it out. And they sort of beak poking down. A beak on the roof. Wasn't Rod Hull, was it? Ali Ali O.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
Decided to light the fire because the bird shouldn't have been this far down. Definitely shouldn't be. Don't tell us you've crisped the bird, have you? Louise is lurking. She is indeed lurking. Due to charging issues and explosions in house. Not in the way it sounds. A good thing. Je kuchte. Je kuchte. Yeah. It either got cremated or it went out. You will soon find out. Casper, how you doing, bud? Did it smell like chicken? They all smell like chicken, don't they? Yes, an explosion, otherwise known as a flea bomb. No charges available. Right. Well, I'll tell you what. Should I restart the opening and see if it works? For those who missed it, there's a slightly new opening theme. So make sure you're listening to this as well.
In the place where everybody knows your name, laughter fills the air like a sweet refrain. Sit and share a story, but I drink or two. In this cozy bar, where dreams come true, where smiles and friends remain, and good times ease the pain. Here we go again.
Right, well, you would have seen that at the start of the stream if I wasn't such a greedy, grabbing bastard. But I didn't realise there was going to be adverts played. But that's it. What do you reckon? I like it. I like it. It's nothing like Cheers and everything like Cheers at the same time, isn't it? Strahlen. You'll soon find out. Cheers, but not Cheers, exactly. It has hints of it. I mean, obviously, where everyone knows your name. Know what I mean? Just finished the 6-part series called Ludwig with David Mitchell. I think Mandy was watching that. When she said she was watching Ludwig the other day, I thought she was watching the streamer. Ludwig, who's a massive Twitch and YouTube streamer. I was obviously wrong. Like the bongos. I like the bongos as well. I wasn't expecting them to be in there, but when they came out, I was quite pleased with that. What you drinking? I'll take it. Ali's working behind the bar then. and we have Piggly Dinged. You've heard about it. I haven't, or hadn't, which is why I got slightly confused with Mandy saying she was watching it the other day. I haven't got a bleeding clue. I was just slightly confused, thinking, why are you watching a Twitch streamer? It wasn't obviously him, was it? Usual, for Mandy, usual. Bucket of brushy, or a bucket of tea and coke. Much needed. I was going to say something and I can't think what it was now. Can't have been important, can it? Tom. Cause she a Twitch biatch. I can barely see Mandy knowing what Twitch is, never mind watching anything on there. You know what I mean? Don't think Twitch is very much our bag on here, really, is it? Really. Most of us, anyway. Never mind, oi. Do you have Twitch installed? Do you watch Twitch? Do you watch anyone streaming? Can't imagine you sitting there watching someone playing Grand Theft Auto, to be honest. Foodage, thanking you, Kirsty, thanking you before you go. Happy days. Carl Pilkington's brilliant, isn't he? I like him. Twitch is what Mandy gets on bin day. It's like falling down the bin days. I'm not surprised either. If you take away, what did you have? Was it 2 or 3 bins and replace them with about 28? To be collected as and when we feel like. I'd be pissed off as well. Speaking of which, it's our bin day tomorrow. Recycling bins full again, obviously. It always is, isn't it? Always is. Jonathan Creek, remember that Jonathan Creek, man? That was good, that. Back in the day. Now I don't watch anything like that. Too busy to watch TV. I'm just normally sat making idiot shizzle for YouTube. Idiot shizzle for the stream. When was the last time you had shrimp? I can't remember. I don't really eat much seafood, to be honest. Unless it's fish and chips, obviously. Got to, by law, you've got to, if you're a Brit, you've got to eat fish and chips. Same huge Oktoberfest glass as me, no problem. Got that off Amazon. It was only a tenner, I think. Never had shrimp. It's scampi like a shrimp. Yeah, well, scampi will be made out of the same stuff, won't it? David Mitchell plays a puzzle setter. Has the nom de plume of Ludwig. The music is all variations on Beethoven's famous melodies. So you like it for multiple reasons then. Prawn cocktail crisps do not count. No. Used to work at Long John Silver's, a seafood place. Oh, very nice. Yeah, not my scene, despite the fact that I live at the seaside. Never has been. Mad. You don't like them? Jinxer, you don't like them? There's a food you don't like? I thought you liked all food. What you're saying, you're a bloody day. Once a week by law, you got to eat that. It's like Americans on apple pie. There's a huge amount of seafood get at in this country, but I'm not one of them. I am not one of them at all. Got scampi every week, Mandy. Scampi every week. Could be a new and improved Jonathan Creek. Ooh. David Mitchell's lush, is he? You into the chunky monkeys? He's a bit cuddly, isn't he? Love garlic scampi from the barbecue. Creek for a new generation. There you go. There's his strapline. Get that written on the posters. A long time ago since you had scampi. A long time ago since we was fab. I've never worked at a hog fat rendering plant. My uncle used to work in a tan yards though in Garston in Liverpool, and he said the same thing. Working with animal skins all day was just, after a while, you lose all sense of smell, taste, and proportion, I think. The fact that you'll see Sophie Whelan, David Mitchell, and Carl Pilkington in serious roles, right? But still got funny elements. Carl Pilkington, despite the fact that he's not a comedian, is a seriously funny fella. Despite the fact that he's not an actor, can act as well. It's mad, isn't it? Talented boy. And Moscow Mule. Now you're he's very intelligent. You like brains over beauty then. It's good to hear. Good to hear. You're not shallow. Yep, Ali, you've got to do a twirl. Got to earn your tips, man. Halfway through the latest season of Slow Horses. Thomas was talking about that last week, wasn't he? Speaks very, very highly of it. He's on his way to being a national treasure. He is. He's getting towards that, isn't he? Just needs a bit more longevity. Another 10 years or so and he'll be in the same category as the likes of Stephen Fry and all them lot. And like the pig lorries that drive through your town. Oh, man. What's a Moscow Mule when it's at home? Gingery, isn't it? Something gingery. There you go, vodka, ginger beer and lime juice. Get on it, la. There's a horse factory in Lisbon. Passing it some days is rank, I can imagine. When you say a horse factory, that's not where they make them, is it? A rendering plant. Where they turn them into Pritt sticks. Used to live near a chicken farm, that was rank. I can imagine. I bet you chicken farms wouldn't be too much of a problem. Chicken farms where they're all packed in tightly, battery farms and things like that, will be absolutely horrific. But that's the world we live in, man. He did, he married Victoria. Victoria Corrin. Got to give him his props for that one, definitely. But he was born into that world, wasn't he, to be honest? The middle class Oxbridge set. Her dad being Alan Corrin, of course, the former journalist, newspapery dude. And her brother is Giles Corrin, the Nepo baby wank sock, you know, just horrific knobhead. You had a chicken lorry catch on fire last week. It was awful trying to get the birds free. Just leave it, man. Free KFC. You had a turkey factory opposite where you lived. Of course you did, Steve. Of course you did. It had to be turkey. Beautiful. That's where all the turkeys in the world come from, by the way, Norwich. Genuine. That's a fact. That's an actual fact. Very, very intelligent girl she is. And a very good poker player as well. A pro poker player. Hasn't she won a ring on the WSOP tour? Sure she has, hasn't she? The mix of pig and chicken shit and piss sprayed on a field is rank. Stop doing it then. Wait till you get home. Yeah, any manual labour job that smells stays with you, or that infects your clothes, gets into your skin as well. We had a pig farmer that used to come in our pub, Walter the pig, he was called. And no matter how many showers he had, you couldn't get rid of the smell of pig off him. Walter Sharrock. You would smell him about 5 minutes before he come in, so you know that you can start pouring his pint for him. And someone would come in afterwards. Has Walter been in? Do you fucking think so? Or do you think I smell like that? There's a cattle mart in the town. Mondays you'd smell the slurry. Ach, man. It is, Jack, it is. Where our Steve comes from. Bernard Matthews is from down there. So, of course, plenty of turkeys.
It's going up, it's going up, it's
Joey.
going up, it's going up, it's going up, it's there.
It's there, level 5. We've had 2. Are we going to get the hat-trick? Oh, you know, stockyards in Cleveland combined with the steel mills. Man. Heavy that, innit? Are they intelligent or just perceived as such because of their accents? Good question. Very good question. I've met some incredibly posh sounding people who are as thick as shit. And some of the most intelligent people are absolute scalds from Liverpool, so it's mad. It was the offal tank. Oh man, no. Ugh. What should you ask Chesney Hawkes tomorrow? Just every question, ask him about his dad, Chip. Make everything about him rather than Chesney. See what he does. You think the north wind, the wind coming in off the North Sea should get rid of that? You'd think so, wouldn't you? Within 2 miles of you, there's 2 Bernard Matthews turkey farms. He is the man, isn't he, Bernard? Interview super early tomorrow. He was on, he appeared on YouTube the other day with Bob Fripp, wasn't it? Bob Fripp and Toya. He was in their kitchen singing with them. I didn't listen to it. I didn't know what they were playing. I just seen it appear on my timeline. Ask him how many times he's sung The One and Only. I was going to say he's probably sick and tired of it, but just that one song has probably made him enough money to do what he feels like for the rest of his life. Record whatever music he wants. Work with whoever he wants. And you can't take that away from him, can you? He's had more hits than I've had, so I can't have a go at him. The locals get cheap turkey. Get a bit knocked off. Has he released anything new? Probably has done. I'd love it as well if there was people like that who you think are one-hit wonders, and then you actually have a look into them and they've got like a back catalogue of 20 albums and hugely critically acclaimed and stuff like that. Because where you grew up, everyone knows a handful of people that fell into pig piss tanks and drowned because they passed out from the fumes. What? 2 brothers died as one fell in, the other went in after him. What? Pig piss tanks? Has he ever partied with... Yes, P. Diddy. You should have known with a name like that he was a no good Nick. Puff Daddy. Someone should explain to him what it meant over here. Same as Mr. Beast. I wouldn't call yourself that, mate. Why? Because it might come back and bite you on the arse. I like all the connections that we've got. Pig Piss, P Diddy, and we've got Piggly Ding all in one go. You got those type of accidents in Northern Ireland too. I am not surprised because everyone's absolutely wasted in Northern, well, the whole of Ireland, not just North. Things happen when you drink from morning till night. Bloody Irish. Got two in and neither of you drink. Bizarro. 39-year-old, I don't know, a field close to your mum's house last summer. He was trampled by cows. Posted a pic of himself on the field with cows an hour before. Is that what happens when you don't ask for permission? Take that down, lad. Or what? Or what? You'll see. He was always eccentric. And he's moved from eccentric to being a danger. I bet you there's so much of that going on in the music business. And probably the films, TV, the lot. Whenever you've got anyone who's in a position of power where they can help someone out, it never comes free, does it? Septic tanks are dangerous. Bit racist, that, isn't it? What's wrong with Americans? Plenty of memes going on about him. Plenty of. They are very, very, very dangerous. You haven't seen any? What? You haven't seen any, Jack? You haven't seen any at all? Probably had calves. I would think so, yeah. This time of year. And hugely protective towards them. Don't mess around with cows. They might seem dead cute and long eyelashes and they can't do any damage. They weigh a hell of a lot. And they will protect their calves, yeah. Most animals will. Don't mess with animals, man. Sex parties usually just one guy, yeah. Like all those things that you get on Twitter, the hashtag games. Describe your love life in with a movie. It's always Home Alone, isn't it? I've just had a chat come up in Twitch. I was thinking, that's a strange name, likely harasser. It's a likely harasser. It means that it's spam, isn't it? Restricted, fair enough. Good name that though, likely harasser. I might change my name by that to Indeed poll. Clint Goulash or likely harasser. Jinxie, you watched the documentary where an Irishman, porn star, talks about going to very rich parties in Hollywood to perform with other workers for the guests' enjoyment. That's a good job, isn't it? Did you have to work a week in hand? More people die because of cows in England than sharks. Because people, I was going to say, more will buy cows than sharks. There's no sharks in England. We do have them off the coast. There are plenty of them. But, yeah, worldwide, sharks get a bad reputation, man. They're not that bad, are they? I mean, I wouldn't want to go toe-to-toe with one. But, you know, if you stay out of their business, you're all right with them. Cows are inquisitive and that normally freaks people out. I'm not surprised because they are massive things, aren't they? And you can tell just by seeing them how much they weigh. They're not going to bump into you and accidentally just put a bit of dirt on you. Your shoulder's going to fly off. Yeah. The threesome will be smoking hot when the chicks show up. As and when. We are exactly the same. Look up Caligula. What a story that dude had. played by Malcolm McDowell in a film back in the 70s or 80s, which was just absolute filth. Which his life story was filth. Caligula, not Malcolm McDowell, obviously. The guy on the field had been a farmer for 20 years though. What? Maybe they had beef. Yeah. Sorry. Fewer than 10 people are killed by shark attacks each year worldwide. 2023 there was 18, which was the highest number in over 20 years. What? I knew it was low, I didn't realise it was that low. And if it's suddenly 18, which is almost double the yearly average. Man. But don't mess with them. I'm with Billy Connolly on that one. That's their house, that's where they live. Don't be going in there poking them with a stick and stuff like that, you know. Because that is, it's their environment and they are much better suited to it than you are. That is Boogie Gorilla sitting at the bar. He is the bouncer. He's even got his SI badge on. If anything kicks off, he'll be up. Hey lad, pick a window, you leave and buy it. 40% of all shark attacks per year happen around Réunion, the French island off the coast of Madagascar. Swimming is forbidden there. That's also the place where, with it being a French island, they have a team that plays football. Or they have teams that play football there. And they are occasionally drawn against teams in France in their version of the FA Cup. And that as a round trip to go and watch your team play is something stupid like 8,000 to 9,000 miles round trip. Might even be longer than that. Cray. Yeah, it's got some moves, faux show. Seems he was a bit of a player. Caligula, a bit of a player. It went with his sisters, his mother. Iced his son. Bit of a player, definitely. Yes, no touching the pecs, otherwise you'll have to answer to Helen, the Norfolk correspondent, doing remarkable work in the field, we'll have you know. He's not tiny. He's a little bit far away. The bar person looks enormous. The bar person does because it's only an Avi. Couldn't have it lifelike, could we? Couldn't have it life size because you wouldn't be able to see the bar person. And the bar would be smashed into a million pieces. He has shrinkflated. Although shrinkflation is a genuine thing, isn't it? Just check out Cadbury's boosts for shrinkflation. How bad they've become. Bang out of order. Bang out of order. Yeah, no matter what our differences, those pesky French. We'll always have that in common. I don't mind the French. I quite like the fact that they don't give a shit about anyone. And when they don't want something to happen in their country, just the entire country goes on strike. We're not having it. Everyone, come on. Let's go and set fire to things. The way to do it, man. There's a lot going on there, Ali. How's work? How's Helen? How's Ruby? Can I touch your beard? fresh toast. That does sound much better than eggy bread, doesn't it? Which we call it over here. That's such a wanky phrase. Eggy bread. It's bread, but it's bread, but it's eggy. What? Boosts used to be 60 grams and now they're 37. That, if your maths is up to anything, is almost half. That's not just shrinkflation. That is a disgusting behaviour. Chauvinistic arseholes. Are we talking about the French or Cadbury's now? We need to know this, Asta. We need to know this. We're all good, and you may you may stroke it. Easy, Tiger. The only guy you know that speaks French is the Mountie Jacques Rougeau. We all have to learn French here in school, whether you like it or not. Or we did anyway, didn't we? So we speak a little bit of it. Plus, if you watch any Eddie Izzard stand-up, you can speak it as well. Où est le plume de ma tante? Le plume de ma tante est près de la chaise de ma tante. And things like that. You call it French toast in Northern Ireland. Fair play to you. Probably because eggy bread sounds a bit too aggressive in your accent, isn't it? French toast sounds quite chill. There in Denmark, French toast is called armerider. Basically means destitute nights. That sounds far more poetic, doesn't it, than eggy bread. Ali will be gentle with you. I think you might be alright not being gentle with him, to be honest with you. You learn Spanish in the States, you should do as well, considering what you've got just below. I did take Spanish in school as well. Most people, if you're anywhere in the world, learn English because it'll come in really handy if you want to be in business. Learn Spanish because so many people around the world speak it, and then possibly Chinese. Know enough to get a beer and a cab. That's all you need to know. Dos cerveza, por favor. ¿Dónde está el bordelo? Claro, claro. Nearly Dutch. It is. There's so many similarities between the Northern European languages. It's mad. You call it geroosterd brood. Nothing French about it. Over there you've got French and German. We had to do French to begin with, and then when you get to your options, I chose Spanish. And then when I was in my sixth form, I decided to do German as well because I could already speak Dutch and quite a bit of German, so done a 2-year course within 1 year just to get another qualification under my belt. And it was a piece of piss. Piece of piss. But it's a good language to know, German. Again, if you're into business, it's a good language to know. Before Brexit, if you could speak English, you could work in London, easily make a fortune. If you could speak German, most Germans speak English anyway, but working in Frankfurt and being able to speak English, German and any other big language, you were set. Probably something, if I'd have known then what I know now, I would have carried on with the languages and possibly learned a few more. Make your way into Europe, become a translator, learn technical German or something. Would have been good. French and German. Same in Northern. Yeah, German's pointless at this point. Most Germans speak English. Most Dutch do as well, to be honest. Quite a lot of Europe do, because it's so handy for them. If you can learn English, you don't need to stay where you are. You can move around all of Europe. You don't have to learn. If you're in the Netherlands, you don't need to learn German, Spanish, French, Italian. You can just wander around Europe to your heart's content, and everyone speaks bloody English better than we can. Yeah, European language rules are usually learned English and a neighbouring language. English and German is mandatory. Many chose Spanish or French as an extra one. Yep. Irish is taught in primary and secondary school. It's compulsory unless you're exempt from learning it. Why would you be exempt from learning it? You speak American English and Cockney English. You'll go far in this world, Joey. You'll go far, mate. No Germanic languages are pointless besides Swedish. They can go do one. I've got a Swedish friend who keeps trying to tell me to learn Swedish because it'll come in really handy. Like, piss off. It just makes no sense. Even to the Nordic countries, it makes no sense. They are out there on their own, aren't they, the Swedes? Bought a tape on Scots Gaelic a while back. There's I can't get around any of the Gaelic languages, whether it's Irish, Welsh, or Scottish Gaelic. We have TV channels over here on Sky, like S4C does Welsh. Alba is a Scottish Gaelic channel, so you can hear them talking. It just makes no sense. If I could hear languages from almost anywhere else in the world, I'll be able to pick bits out of it. Not with the Gaelic ones at all. Sounds like someone drowning to me. All Dutch, all Dutch. Mandy, you did a year of Latin. Mandy's also got an autographed Bible. Did you learn anything from it? Did you? It was compulsory for you to do until your third year. I can imagine it being slightly different in Northern Ireland to the Republic, learning Irish, as quite a few people there would claim not to be Irish in the first place. Anyone younger than 80 has English and German in school, so you're used to it, aren't you? English because it helps and you can get around Europe and the rest of the world. German because they're the bastards next door that you need to keep your eye on, obviously. Right, so you're exempt if you come from another country and start in secondary. Alright, so it's, yeah. Jackie, you can speak utter bullshit? Yes. Yes, you can. That is peer reviewed. You can put that on your tour poster now as well. Right, so in the big cities, you even have to order in English because of all the bloody expats invading. So to avoid any mishaps in Netherlands, you've got to order in English even if you are from there in the first place. Written Danish and Norwegian are so similar. I think that it seems to be all Northern European languages are very similar, apart from, like you say, Swedish, which is a real outlier. Don't know where they got that from. And a lot of languages in the lower half seem to be similar, apart from Portuguese, which sounds more like Russian than anything else. Learn how to order coffee and say hello. That's not a bad start. That will get you far. Yeah, well, we didn't do Latin when I was at school, but it wasn't that long gone when I started, so it's not like, this isn't something that finished in the 1940s. This was still going I'm sure it was still going in the 70s, wasn't it? But by the time I got to secondary school, which would have been 84, would that have been? Yeah, it would have been, wouldn't it? 84. They'd stopped doing it at that point, so maybe they were still doing it in the early 80s as well. I don't know. Jackie also speaks Filt. Esther's also fluent in bullshit. We've got a lot in common on this stream, haven't we? We can all speak the similar kind of language. I can speak absolute total and utter bollocks. And do. We're going to say it in Irish and see what the difference will be. There should be a difference between the three Celtic languages that there's more than three, isn't there? Scottish Gaelic, Irish Gaelic, Welsh, and also Cornish. Because Cornish is a language of its own as well. That also comes from the Celtic traditions. So maybe there's a theme between you lot. There may be words in common. No Irish in your school, just French and German to third year. Wow. You learn any word beginning with man usually has nothing to do with men. Yes, man means hand. So when people talk about going mano a mano, it's not man on man. Ooh, hang on. It's hand to hand. Yeah, Jinxie's got a master's degree in that. Absolutely. There you go. Yeah, manager. The man bit is hand. Manager is a handler. Absolutely. It's Nicky McNickface. I was feeling okay till you turned up, Thomas. Oh, man. I'll let you know what that is. I kicked off earlier on about this. This comes from Ellen DeGeneres the other day talking about Puff Daddy being... What did she call him? Cuddly McSnuggle Cuddle or something like that. That's what I call him. And it comes from Boaty McBoatface. Something McSomething something or something McSomething face is absolute bollocks. It's not funny. Fucking hate it. Boaty McBoatface. This is normally the fucking wankers who got Homer Simpson socks in work. I'm mad, me. No, you're not. Just seen that, sorry. Jinxie, your shift. And you know you are your shift. Manx on the Isle of Man, yeah. I've got a friend on the Isle of Man. Just gave birth, was it last week or the week before? To a second baby. She loves it there. Their family are from there originally, but yeah, it looks lovely as well, the Isle of Man. You can see it, can't you, from... It might be Pendle Hill, you might be able to see it from there. Not that far away, man. As a teenager, you thought you had a third Dan in Punani. Turns out it was a master's degree in delusion. There you go. I'm here all week. A year of Latin. Smoky McSmokeface. Oh man, I hate it. Fucking hate that. At least when there's I think it's Scotland, isn't it? Where you have to have snow gritters, and you get to name them every year. A new one gets made, built. And then you can name it. They've all got names. So someone was trying to get it done as Gary Gritter, which I thought was... Things like that I don't mind because it is funny, but... Boaty McBoatface. Bollocks. Man, hand. Can see the parallel, of course, of course. Only watch Everton. Don't have the time or interest. I'm the same with Everton at the moment. Oh, feeling bets in your tum-tums now, Nicky boy. Piss off, Jeff. I hate Jeff. Congrats to her. Yeah, she was sending me messages the other day. Pictures of him. He looks, I've said this to her as well, so I'm not talking out of turn. He looks like he's about 50. He's got the well-worn face of a fella who's got a shit job and an ulcer. Know what I mean? So he's keeping her up all night. Every time she thinks she's about to go to sleep, he kicks off. Tough shit, I said. Tough shit. Your legs are muscular and hairy and now bite-free. Mrs. Tom's gone for a bath. Domingo is dozing on his plinth. Domingo has a plinth of his own. I like that. Like a living statue. She has that baby. So the first thing I said was, oh, have you lost weight? No, bad. Tea and Jaffa cakes. Box or the pack, either or. They are devilishly good. Yeah, Boaty McBoatface renamed Sir David Attenborough, which is much better. I wouldn't want these women's institute knobheads to get away with calling something Boaty McBoatface. It's funny. It's fucking not funny. mean, I'm not a Liverpool fan, but if they'd have called it David Fairclough Super Sub, I'd have been okay with that just because it's funny. But, yeah, Boaty McBoatface. Bellends. I does Jaffa Cakes. I just did. Built up the road from you as well. I was, wasn't it? Yeah. Over there on De Wirral. You saw me ranting about it and it being trending, but no clue. It wasn't trending because I was ranting about it, and I wasn't ranting about it because it was trending. I didn't know either. I just decided to go, yeah. Speaking of rants, I was going to rant about this. The quality of ranting on YouTube is absolute bollocks. They're just fucking shite. They're not even rants. There's a boss fella I watch. I really like his stuff. But he started doing rants. Or as he calls them, rants. I'm sat there thinking, it's not rants. This is like a Peter Kay tribute act. Well, go into the shop. I mean, what's that all about? What's that all about? That's not a rant, mate. Vent your spleen. Get to the point where the police have to come to the car where you parked up and ask if you're all right. We're doing a welfare check. Are you okay? You're frothing at the mouth and you've screamed, or can't scream the words I was going to scream just then, at the person next to you. Why are you getting so upset? I'm just having a little bit of a chat to the camera about fucking Boaty McBoatface. If you're going to rant properly. Give it absolutely both barrels. Yeah, good to hear you're feeling better, Tomash. Nothing feeding on your hairy legs. On your Ernie Wise short and hairy legs. It is. It's one of those like a nautical ship-like things. We're using it as a motivated light. So it makes us look as though that is this on me when it's actually, it's this here. It's a cheat, it's what we do. The lifeboat on the ship is called Boaty McBoatface. That's not good enough. I'm afraid. If that's is it an inflatable one? Because I would quite happily go and give that a Viking funeral, and then replace it with a new one and call it "Grow Up, You Fuckwits." You don't know who Boaty is. It was going to be the submersible, which is now the Sir David Attenborough, which is something that will go under the water and look for things. But the people who think Friends was funny decided to get on board and call it Boaty McBoatface. Tune on the jukebox, The Killing Moon. The moon is the tune. Yeah, that's what the public voted. Never give the public a vote. Boaty McBoatface, fucking Brexit. That's all you get in this country. Half-wits. Watch this. This is funny. No, it's not funny. This has a long-lasting effect, you dickbag. There you go. Yeah, I am fluent in ranting. I do. When I get going, I do. I try not to because I do tend to go off on one at that point. And probably, if I was to rant properly, none of it would make it onto YouTube because I'd be dropping C-bombs and all kinds everywhere. Calvin Harrice, yes, I remember Fleetwood Mac. Fleetwood Mac was brilliant, wasn't it? They'd have been better off with Gary Glitter. They tried to get it through, but I think the people in charge of it went, no, better not. Just in case. You imagine being rear-ended by Gary Glitter? There are questions in corners of my mind that lurk, like how did the road gritters get to work? Half man, half biscuit. Is right. I got sprayed by one of those salt spreaders last year. Brilliant, I said at the time. Through gritted teeth. See, that's funny. That's proper funny. Yes. Does work and lurk sound the same in your accent? It will do, won't it? Work and lurk. As opposed to work and lurk. If you're not working or lurking, you should be shaking. Yeah, there's one called Gritney Spears, there isn't there? There's loads of them. I mean, because they're all over. Well, they're all over the UK, but of course, once you get to Scotland, there's a shitload of them because Scotland gets cold and icy. But see, that's genuinely funny. Boaty McBoatface isn't. End of stories. You're saying out loud now and you can tell the difference. Work and lurk and shake. In Norfolk you'd say whack instead of work. Well, funnily enough, when we moved to Middlesbrough back in the late 70s, in 1977, being from Liverpool and having lived in Wrexham for how many years he did, my mum took me as a kid to go to register at the doctor's, I think it was. And going in there, and the doctor said, like, what's your name? Told her name. What's your address and that? Are you walking, pet? And she said, no, I've come on the bus. I went, no, are you walking? Have you got a job? Are you walking? No, come on the fucking bus, like. Yes. Just a difference in accents. Same as me with, it was Walter the Pig again, funnily enough. Must have said this before, mustn't I? When he said, I'm going to Thailand. And I said, oh, whereabouts? Phuket, Bangkok. No, Galway. I'm going to Thailand. I'm going to Ireland. All right, sorry. Could not get used to it for about 6 months. Can I have a Coke? What do you need a Coke for? You haven't got a wine bottle? What's wrong with you? No, glass of Coke. All right, fair enough. Just a difference in accent. Difficult to get used to. Best UK accent is whatever Matt Berry has got going on. That's not an accent. That's the way he says things. Is he Oxfordy, Readingy, somewhere like that, isn't he? That's how you sound, Casper. Yeah, he puts the stress on the strangest of syllables, does Matt Berry. Does sound posh, very posh. He might even be from Hampshire or somewhere, mightn't he? We'll have to check that now. Mathold Berold, where are you from? Orange juice, rip it up and start again. Bromham in Bedfordshire. Where the piss nell's there? Bedfordshire, yep. Alright, so that'll be north of Luton, won't it? Location. It is, for the greater part, enclosed in a bend in the Great Ouse, and it touches the parishes of Oakley, Biddenham, Kempston, Stagston, Stevington, and its western point, Turvey. It is to the west of Bedford. So it's posh, is what it is, really, isn't it? Who's Matt Berry? What? Who's Matt Berry? It's Matt Berry. Toast of London. What We Do in the Shadows. Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. The actor. The IT Crowd, yes. Denham Renham. Is he? No, he's not Denham, isn't he? He's Douglas Renham. Absolute Radio. I wish I could talk like him. He would be from Worcestershire. What a bizarre accent that is. Part Brummie, part West Country. It is a strange part of the country, that, when you think about it. How close it is to the West Country, how close it is to Birmingham. It's literally just in there, isn't it? It's there. Home counties, very home counties. Like how Richard Burton sounds. Richard Burton had a voice like a freshly buttered panther. That's how smooth he was. The Welsh wizard. It's a saucy accent. It's a very, very saucy accent. Worcestershire, very saucy accent. Do you know what? Sorry. You're having a dad joke for that one. Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. Fantastic. Still, it's available, isn't it, on Channel 4 streaming? If you don't know what it is, try it out. It's funny. Yes, the IT Crowd. He Amdy Man. He was in that. Beard. He was also in House of Fools with Vic and Bob, which is also ridiculously funny. Or Get Me Out. You and Sim me, right? And more Brummie, Mark Williamsy. Come on, come on. Yes, his reading of Under Milk Wood is the definitive reading, I would say. I don't think you're ever going to get anyone else who's going to read that any better. Made it his own. I think you can safely say Richard Burton to Under Milk Wood is as Johnny Cash is to Hurt. There you go. I've said it. I put it out there. To hell with the consequences. To begin at the beginning, it is spring, moonless night in the small town, starless and Bible black, which is a song and an album by King Crimson, Starless and Bible Black. Mandy did indeed crack a badumtis. You got to go to the hospital with that. Go and get your badumtis sorted out. Yeah, he voiced some nature clips that Bob Mortimer wrote. In fact, I think today King Boomer reacted to one of them. Him and Bob are very good friends. And of course, definitely watch House of Fools. Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer. He's in that as well as Beef Galore. Brilliant in that. War of the Worlds. Oh yeah, Richard Burton and War of the Worlds. I've still got that LP, the original, from back in the day. Inspired by 8 Mile Radius, yes, Jeff Wayne's War of the World. With some fantastic tunage on there. Bob's not well again, suffering from shingles, but yeah, it's horrible, isn't it? We're going to miss him when he's gone, Bob. People like him don't come along too often, do they? Was the days when Ken Bruce would stick War of the Worlds on after Popmaster while he went for a bang. Yes. How many cans or bottles would fill that jar? That is 1 litre. That's all that is. 1 litre. Which is nice. What is shingles? It's related to the herpes virus, isn't it, in chickenpox? And it comes out later on in life, and it's very, very painful. You normally get it, is it under the arms and sort of round the stomach and sometimes on the legs and things. Very, very, very painful. You did say, Lynn, not yeah, seamless correction. I wasn't going to say anything. You know, you've just jobbed yourself in there. Jeff Lynne, of course, ELO. Now, he could have done that as well, actually. Them two together would have worked wonders. Blame Jeff Thomas. You do. Jeff Thomas doesn't need to be blamed unless you see him with the effort. Was it for England at Wembley? Shot on target. Full version of Purple Rain. Ah, is that what that was? You always get to a certain point and then put on the longest song that you can find. Yeah, Ginger's crossed for Bob. I think it does attack the nervous system, doesn't it? And you come out in a rash. Really, really painful rash. And I think you can catch it as well, can't you? Or, you know, obviously because it's related to the chickenpox virus. We keep getting warning emails from work. There's been a case of shingles on such and such a floor. Stay away from there. Gordelroos. In Dutch, it's a virus same as herpes zoster and chickenpox. It is. Kirsty is back, hello, hello. Bit of Gary Gritter for you there. Herpes-ish, chickenpox-ish. Characterised by monolateral spots, usually on torso, causing neuropathic pain. You get it from time to time. See, that's a level above what we were saying. Brings you out in a rash. Bang, straight in there. In Danish, it's called hellfire. It's like cold sores that can cover the whole body. Hellfire sounds a much better name for it. Dad got the money went for his cancer treatment. So that could be down to, is that like when you're under that kind of treatment, you're more likely to contract other things, so your body can't fight both at the same time. Desperate for the vaccine, but it's only 65s plus. And there's no way you can, having someone who suffers from it, put a bid in for it. Rather than preventative for someone who might not get it, I will definitely get it. Can you please sort myself out? Herpes simplex is cold sores, herpes zoster is hellfire, and herpes genitalis, well, we know what that one is. Natural yogurt, sorted. Yes, Jeff Thomas summed up Graham Taylor's management of England. It was more difficult to put the ball where he did put the ball. Oh, hang on, sorry. More difficult to put the ball where he did rather than put it in the back of the net. Jeff Bleeding Thomas, and yet he'd no doubt if he'd played against Everton more often, he'd have scored hat-tricks left, right and centre. Jackie, did you get the RSV? Did you? You've had chickenpox twice? What? Ali's never had it. That's why they have chickenpox parties these days, don't they? Give it to your kids while they're young, get it out of the system, get it out of the way, apparently. Yeah, the immunity down will help you catch all kinds of stuff. It's horrible, isn't it? 85% of people has dormant herpes in the spine when they've had chickenpox. It's there. It can come out at any point. Yes, Ali, you don't want it. You don't. So the message was for your mum. Are you pissed off now, though, that you can't have something? I wanted it now. It set my mind on it. It's the licence, alright. So you can say private, but even then it's more often 50 plus. I could go and get mine. Did you miss the new opening credits? You did. You did. Yeah, your song's on in the air tonight. Yeah, if you get chickenpox as an adult, it's called shingles. It's related to it, but it's a slightly different the way it comes out, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's got to be careful. The new opening credits go on. I'll play it one more time. Make sure that you've got your make sure you've got it turned up. This is what the new opening credits are like. Let me know what you think this reminds you of.
In the place where everybody knows your name, laughter fills the air like a sweet refrain. Sit and share a story but I drink or two in this cozy bar where dreams come true, where smiles and friends remain, and good times ease the pain. Here we go again.
Right. So it's like Cheers and not like Cheers at the same time. But I'm pleased with it. Nice brush drums. Can't beat a bit of brush drumming. Some bongoage. A few toms. A few toms. Both going for your COVID and flu boosters next week. I might have to go for the flu one myself as well. I think, possibly. It channels Cheers and Early Doors. There can be nothing better than that. The pull in onto the pub is very Early Doors. We don't go into the window, unfortunately, which I was trying to do in days gone past. I was trying to make sure I could do that and then pull into the window, but I couldn't get it done. But I'm pleased with that. If it comes across as Cheers and Early Doors, job well and truly done. Kirsty, your ma can't have the flu jab, unfortunately. My mum had hers done today. She's moaning about her arm being sore. Started getting cold sores as a teen, and people always think it's from some questionable sexual encounter. Just chickenpox. Yeah, has nothing to do with it. Don't kiss and swell. The pull into the pub is very Corrie as well. Well, Corrie, Cheers and Early Doors I'm quite happy with, because that seems to sum up, I think, the vibe of this place. It's quite the Grapes, the Rovers Returns, Cheers. I'm happy with that. Where everybody knows your name and they're always glad you came. It does say where everyone knows your name, because the prompt that I gave it, you're not allowed to mention Cheers. You can't mention Cheers. But I did say an 80s US sitcom theme based in a bar in Boston, with some light piano music, I think I put. So it was pretty much just saying, do me a version of Cheers if you can, and then straight away the first line where everyone knows your name. These know exactly what I was trying to do. It worked well. Cheers and Early Doors. I know Early Doors was trending, was it yesterday? Because they're making an English version of Cheers, and everyone was kicking off going, why? We've already got Early Doors. We don't need an English Cheers. Just make more Early Doors. Phil Mealy wants to make more Early Doors, but apparently the BBC doesn't want anything funny being done, because it might upset the boatface wankers. Coming round here, giving it lobsters. Get them on your left ear, always a sign that you're done in. Careful, man. The signs, I was going to mention that actually, not your signs, my signs. Anyone's signs. Keep an eye out for signs. Kissing toilet seats. We've all been there. Definitely an Early Doors feeling here. Right, well that Al Tommy, the miserable bastard, in the George in Southport, I used to open up Early Doors. I used to open at 11 o'clock, or used to be 10:30 before that. And one of the first people to come in was a miserable old bastard called Tommy. Al Tommy. So when we started watching Early Doors, it was like, have these been watching our pub? Because everyone that comes in, we know. And a miserable old bastard called Tommy. It's too bang on the money for me, but it's perfect. It's exactly what the George was like. So I'm happy if this feels the same. I stay on my own. He was exactly the same as well. Said, problem with you youngsters, you need a punch up the arse. So don't you mean a kick up the arse, Tommy? There you go again. You're an argumentative bastard, you are. No, I'm not. There you go again. Used to wind him up constantly. Mandy dropping cigarette butts in the urinals, yes. And then the landlord having to fish them out. At least I've got my dignity. What a programme that is. And as you all know, if you've seen the Reason the Rhyme videos, it is one of my ones that means something to me because it really does remind me of that pub so much. You got a few weeks before you had a week with food poisoning. Always when the immune system is down. When your immune system is hit. You get all kinds, don't you? Streamed the ED stage show a while ago. I've got that saved in my YouTube watch. I've not watched it yet. Brilliant episode. Jackie, you're the grumpy one, always moaning. Yes, we know. We can tell. Never stop bloody moaning. I was the landlord's mum with the brilliant inhaler. I was saying this talking to my dad about it the other week. He was watching it. There can't be many sitcoms where the sound of an inhaler or the sound of a copper laughing is a punchline and they're still funny. Them two are the same as Trigger calling Rodney Dave. It should stop being funny, this. It'll stop being funny. Now, the more you do it, the funnier it becomes. You are the Tommy. J-Lou is the Tommy. What are you down as, Ali Alio? Yeah, stuffing your pockets with sandwiches off the bar. Sneaking chocolates. You know the owner. You do. Still watching you though. Who's the one with the kids in the car? Yeah. Take them out another bag of crisps and a bottle of Coke each. Never watched it, Ali. You should do. It's on the iPlayer, on BBC iPlayer. Even if you're in Ireland, you should be able to sneak that one. It's brilliant. That's the other one, entering the place, twirling gladioli, punching bicycle, yeah. Duffy. Rough Trade, 1983. Correct. Brilliant. Yeah, the coppers with the radio spelling out things. Base the Tango, Whiskey Alpha Tango. Just, it's absolutely perfect. Perfect. There is label, Rough Trade. I love that show. Jinxie, you only watched some of it after my The Reason the Rhyme? Well, hopefully people watch me wanging on about things and think, I'll give that a go. If he likes them, it can't be that bad. Or I want to prove him wrong by showing you how shit it is, and you watch it and think, actually, he's not right, not wrong at all, he's good. A young, dashing, pre-Hollywood James McAvoy. I loved the piss taking as well. Because he left early doors, didn't need to appear in another show on Channel 4. And they got a joke in about it, about him disappearing. Shameless, that. Because he went on to being shameless on Channel 4. Love these little jokes. Or, not in this case, not a little joke, it's a big joke. It's on YouTube. Check it out, man. Your Funk Soul Brothers. Any temporary traffic lights in Southport, there is an absolute plethora of them, all the way up to Beardall Lane. Everywhere I go, I dropped Jess off at work. What day are we on now? Wednesday? Monday. I dropped her off on Monday, and there was no temporary traffic lights by hers. I picked her up later on that afternoon, about 3 or 4 hours later. She'd only done a short day. And when I dropped her off and came back home, there was temporary traffic lights just by the bottom of her bleeding. Oh, everywhere you go. Don't take the weather with you. Take temporary traffic lights with you. Bastards. He went on to Shameless. So there's loads of little jokes. And there's loads of jokes about him being in the bathroom as well and being a talented young man. give it a go, Ali. You'll like it. It's brilliant. Definitely go via McVitie's. He's brilliant as well, Mark Benton, isn't he? What an actor he is. Who was also in Catterick with Vic and Bob. Brilliant in that as well. The outtakes when he's on about the garden centre. It's not just plants, they sell, what's he said? Sculptures, wicker shit. Wicker shit. As soon as I heard that, wicker shit, I know exactly what it is. Go to Dowies. They sell plants and wicker shit. Shameless is fantastic, it is. Yeah, the warmth in it as well. The football card for Eddie and Joan. I've said this before and I will say it again. We do this better than anywhere else. The pathos and the understanding that sometimes you don't have to have a joke every 7 seconds. Let the scene breathe. Let the actual characters come out of what's happening. If something's meant to be tear-jerking, let it be tear-jerking. You can laugh again in about 20 seconds afterwards, but just let it breathe. MASH used to do it all the time. And now the American sitcoms have to be a joke or a laugh every 7 seconds. Just don't. Let things simmer. Go an entire couple of minutes without having a laugh at all if it means that the story or the characters move on. They're capable of doing it. More than capable of doing it. So do it, man. Do it. Jackie, you watched Shameless through your fingers. It was wild. It was. And again, I know plenty of people. Plenty of those characters I know used to come in our pub. There was a few Franks. Why did Mark Benton never come in A-lister? He should have done. He's a superb actor. Incredibly funny, but also he can play anything. I like the fact that he's obviously in early doors. He's, what you want to call him, he's not slow, he's not an idiot, but is he uncool? Is he geeky, nerdy? Not quite 100% with what the other lads are like. Not as sharp as them, but he never plays it like he's an idiot. Just a bit of a daft lad. Plays it brilliantly. And he's a butter lad, of course, as well. Good butter lad. As is Phil Middlemas, who was Des Barnes in Coronation Street, who's a mate of my dad's apparently. Sends him messages on Facebook. Happy birthday, Bill, how you doing? How's things? What? How the fucking hell did that happen? Oh, you've only got the Yank version. Apparently that's decent. I've not got around to watching it, but I don't get how you can make Shameless anywhere on earth other than Manchester. Because it was written about those people right there. I think Laz has mentioned it, hasn't he? Things like Raining Stones. When you see stuff like that, it's like, this was written about where I live. I recognise everyone that's in it. Proper characters from where I live. Try and move this somewhere else. You're not going to have... You could move... Oh, Shameless, you could put it in Liverpool, you could put it in Newcastle. You'd probably do it in London, what have you, but it wouldn't quite be the same. It's from where it's from. Mad, isn't it? Gormless, there you go. Absolutely gormless. He's also a fantastic dancer, is he? Was he on Strictly? Yes, The Shock, The Taboo, Frank and the Stepdaughter. What was he in with Robson Green? What? Yank version. What's his name? The fella from Fargo. The film Fargo. William H. Macy, that's the you do, didn't he? Was very edgy. Some of the stuff that happened, I mean, it's on. When I say now, I mean it's probably on now, on that TV. Whenever I finish a stream and go in the front room, it's normally on the telly. Just catching 10 minutes of it before something else comes on. I'm thinking, what? How did they get away with some of this? It's mad. Blew your teenage mind. An industry, setting up an industry there, yeah. Transvision vamp, baby, I don't care. Bit of Wendy James. She was popular when I was younger. Even with people that supposedly liked music. I remember there's a few people that were pissed off. Why do you like them? She's fit. But the music's shite. But she's fit. I thought you were into music. I am, yeah, but she's fit. Oh, for fuck's sake. Are we on that now, are we? Steve had a great holiday. He did, yeah, by the look of it. Looked fantastic. Took strictly by storm, but had to stop because of bad knees. Kersel's big lads, I know the problem, I know that problem. Bad knees, bad knees. I feel a bad knees arising. Right. Jinxie's done his shift. Who's up next? Who's behind the bar next? Who's going to do a shift for us? I reckon Chris McCausland will win strictly. Can't see it myself. Do I get a dad joke for that? You didn't use words like fit back in the 80s. What? Johnny come latelys. Was always fit. Yeah, it was always fit in Liverpool during the 80s. Might even be the 70s. I was only born in the 70s. Fit to me at that point was not Chicas. Did we start it? Is that where it came from? I like Chris McCausland. Was he in Balamory? He was in one of those, wasn't he? One of those shows. Or was it the one with Granny Murray, who was Isa from Still Game? She was a pensioner in Still Game, and she was Granny Murray in a kids' TV show, while at the same time being about 33 years of age. Bizarre. You're singing the Ross Barkley version all week of Bad Moon Rising. It's a shame. That was a great song for him, that wasn't it? The Rat. Was ones born in the 60s. That's unfortunately I'm from the future with that one. You're watching his and Diane's reels on Insta. He's a funny lad. I like him. Great song by Creedence. Yes and No. When Peter Johnson took over Everton, hang on a sec. Just give me a chance. When Peter Johnson took over Everton, the twat, he wanted to change the Walking On music from Z-Cars to I See a Blue and White Revival to Blue Moon Rising. And it lasted, I think, 3 games and got booed constantly, so we had to drop it. And then he tried to get DJ Spuddles off the ground, which was flavoured chips, not crisps, chips. This is back in the 90s. And because he lost a shitload of money on it, 12 million I think it was, and he was in the hole for 12 million, he sold 3 of our best players and took the money out of the club and put it straight into his own Park Hampers company. And we never signed Nigel Martin because instead of getting him to go to either Goodison or Belfield. He got him to go all the way over the water, over to Wirral, to Park Hampers. You're about to sign for a football club and you are in the middle of a trading estate in a hamper factory. No, fuck this, no. I'm going to Leeds, he said, and off to Leeds he fucked. And we had to sign him about 6 years later instead. Johnson, you twat. Anyway, yeah. I stopped myself short of having a proper rant there. Ginger ale. Get on the ginger. Well, actually, no. Just Ali will pour you one instead. Video from one of the European aways where the song's being belted for hours. It was superb then, wasn't it? What have we got? When you've got muscle pain, you say you walk like Isaac from Still Game. Such a funny show that. My sister was talking to me about it the other day. Yesterday. It wasn't the other day, it was yesterday. Fuck's sake, this feels like it was last week, it was yesterday morning. She watches it all the time. She has it on repeat now, just puts it on in the background and she knows every single word to it. DJ Spuddles, oh man, ridiculous, isn't it? Tea and a packet of chocolate hobnobs. Oh, chocolate hobnobs, I haven't had them in years. I am going to have them. So Martin asked about that recently. You knew the story but loved to hear it first hand. Best non-Nev keeper by a distance, by an absolute distance. Although Jordan Lee Pickford, the fella who sounds like he shot Jack Ruby, has got to come close nowadays, I think. What's the crack with the potatoes? Have you named them all? All the potatoes have been named. How can it be okay to take club funds for personal funds? It isn't, and it wasn't. It was also not correct to own 2 football clubs at once, but he did. Tranmere Rovers on the Wirral and Everton, and he just kept on, you know. There's people who will have a go at Bill Kenwright saying he's the worst we've ever had, and then just will smooth over what Peter Johnson done to the club. He took, because he owned the club, he just took the money out and put it towards his hamper place, and we were stuck then in the shit afterwards. We got very, very close to going out of business. Like a couple of days close to going out of business. And that never happened under Kenwright, and yet he still gets all the pelters. Because he wasn't great, Kenwright, but he wasn't a fucking Peter Johnson. Have Jeff design some hobnobs as opposed to hobnobs. Mandy, get on it. Get on it. Get your pokey stick, whatever you call it, out on your tablet. Get sorting out. Steve feckin' Simonson. I saw him in the spa in Ainsdale, because that's where he was living at the time when he played for Everton. He's fucking massive. Absolutely massive. And a dopey looking bastard as well. But yeah, a deal that would have been up to £3.3 million at some point, and then everyone was looking at it going, this is organised mafia level shit, this. Missing Alan Kelly, you feel? It looks like that way at the moment, but I mean, 8 years he's been here now, hasn't he? Jordan Lee Pickford. Definitely, he should be driving a pickup truck, shouldn't he? See what Jeff can do. No, he wasn't jailed, he just sold Everton. And that was, no more was said about it. That was the way things were back then. And that was just at the start of the Premier League as well. Wouldn't be allowed to do it now. Although he wouldn't have been in trouble now, because all he would have done was he'd have probably sold something back to himself. Sold a player to himself for 27 million and then sold it back to himself for 20 quid. It is. It's very, very Hertz van Rental. Absolutely. Jeff can do it. Jeff can do it. If anyone can, Jeff can. He did die recently, Johnson. Left a big legacy donation to something local. That will be the legacy of Olivier Dacour, John Collins and someone else. Michael Ball. Takeover has not been finalised yet. There's talk that it might be in the new year. But the bastard sons of Dan Friedkin, yeah, he has just given us more money, which makes it look like it's dotting the I's and crossing the T's and things now, by the look of it. Yes, he is mad enough to have stayed with us when he could have disappeared to somewhere big in Europe or one of the big English teams. Maybe they wouldn't have put up with him getting the rave on though. Whereas a Goodison, yeah, go on lad, doesn't matter. Milan, yeah. Takeover's going to be your birthday present in December. A 4-1 derby defeat and a takeover. Nailed on. As nailed on as Heather Mills' tights. Yes, to lead us into the Castor on the Shore Stadium. I still think my shout of the Scalliance would be the best place for that. Call it the Scalliance Arena. Just sat here thinking, there's a draft in here, a cold draft. I opened the window about 9 hours ago, didn't I? That has gone cold out there now, by the way. That has gone slightly chilly vanilla out there now. Yes, as nailed on as Oscar Pistorius' flip-flops. Guaranteed. The Bernabeu, the Boo Camp. The new camp in Furness. The Ketty had. It's really getting autumny out there. It is tonight. And because it's warm in here, I've started getting condensation on the windies. Have I turned my radiator back on yet? Not that one. No, that's staying off. That's not needed. I've got my little oil radiator down by the bed down there. That's enough. That and the sun being on this window during the second half of the day. I don't need any more than that. That on the other hand, when that was on, that was like living in Barbados. The Ketty had, man. Any nice plan for tomorrow? Is it too far away from family? It's a pain in the arse, isn't it? Being out in the arse end of nowhere. What's tomorrow? Esther's birthday tomorrow. Or as we call it on Twitter, Balloon Day. Because on your birthday, if you put your birthday into Twitter, little balloons pop up on your profile page. So people wish each other happy Balloon Day. Which is now weird because it's owned by a fucking balloon, isn't it? Elon pissing Musk. Pudding. Ooh. No. Midnight confetti cannon. No. 2-1 for the heating still. Stick another jumper on. I had to close the window, that's it. That's all I've had to do. But it was really, really warm earlier. I mean, proper warm. Slept with a window open. Slept with a window a little open yesterday, and it got down to 3 degrees during the night. Tomorrow it's set to get down to 1 in the night. You'll recognise that when it's too bloody when it's too chilly vanilla. Get Domingo to send you a birthday card greeting. There you go. What more can you ask for? A card from Domingo Suarte. Jackie, you got the same sort of thing from your work, an email and opened it and birthday bits starting. It was Jackie's birthday, wasn't it? As well. Couple of days ago. So happy birthday to Esther for later. Happy birthday to Jinx for the other day. "21 years young, yeah. You're only as old as you feel," which I hate when people say that, because I wake up some mornings feeling about 80. Love a bit of bedtime chill. Does Netflix go with that, or is it genuine chill? Your birthday Monday. It was. Do you know how we know that? Because it was. There you go. Be the same age for about 2 months ish. What do you get a stripogram? Is that what you opened in work? We've clubbed together and got you this. With a lot of happy birthday to you. We did a list of birthdays, that's how we know. Yes, exactly. We did. Which is around here somewhere. I've got a copy of it somewhere else as well. Villa beat Bayern. Ooh. Going great guns, Villa, aren't they? You did your own stripogram. Well, you must be disappointed then. I'm only joking. Casper's first, then you. Esther, who's next? It's here somewhere. I tried this the other week, didn't I? And I couldn't find anything. No. It's got to be here somewhere. Because this is before I got me other little bits and pieces. Me little books. The books that I carry with me everywhere I go. Which are... There's one of them anyway. No. It's going to annoy me, this. It's going to really, really annoy me. Nah. I'll find it. I think what I might have done is, rather than do it in my pad, I think I might have done it on a piece of paper, which was lying on the pad, which is now around here somewhere, in amongst all kinds of other mad shite. Yeah. Manager's December. As is Tomash. Stephen Alley in January. Yep. It's on the list of 8 mile radius tour dates. Naturellement. So it's saved there as well. It is. Because hopefully, Art Hell in December as well, yeah. Hopefully in the future we may just have an 8-mile radius merch t-shirt with a little bit of artwork on the front, and the tour dates on the back will be everyone's birthday, and the venue will be the closest venue to where they actually live, or to where they tell us they live anyway. Not that I'm saying people are giving us duff information, but if you just say like I live in, you're not going to tell the exact town or street or something, but if I live thereabouts or they're there or thereabouts, sound will pick somewhere there. So it should be good. But I've got it somewhere. Here, I mean somewhere here. Download. I've got too much stuff on my phone, man. I mean too much stuff. So many pictures and videos and what have you. All the Jeff stuff, all the Horace and all the Kippers, all the stuff that makes up those, and all the stuff that comes out the end of it, is all on my phone. December. Yeah, we've got nobody in November, I don't think. We've definitely got at least one. Well, we've got two now, haven't we? In December. January. Three in January at least. One in Feb. Couple in March. Ninth for Tom Ash. Ninth. The venue has to be from 72. So it can't be a current one. It has to be an old school 1972. Because the tour, of course, is 1972. $29 for Helen. If the answer's the 30th. But it should be a good little bit of merch. Angie's the 31st of December. That's what we think, isn't it? Is she 31st of December or 1st of January? Because when your birthday stream straddles both days, it's hard to work out, isn't it? Easy to remember. Remember the 31st of December. I've got more restricted chat on Twitch. We've got blinding loiter, backward equity and planned reflection. Doesn't appear that any of those three have made it through to the actual chat. Good stuff. Well done. Well done, Twitch. No dates for Kirsty or Hedwig. We've got Kirsty in June, have we? Louise is March, but no date. We will put together all the names and all the dates. No es problema, man. It'll be good. I'll have to get working on it. We've got the logo. We've got an 8 mile radius logo. Louise is Lurchen. She is Lurchen. Lurchen in the background's Lurchen. The background's the best place to lurk, to be honest with you. There's no point lurking in the foreground, you know. Eventually, we're going to have the entire 365 days of the year covered, aren't we? You can't type. I don't know what that is, but I've had the same problem. Genuinely got no idea. I have had the same issue on other people's lives. There's, I think, YouTubeish are having some weirdish stuffish. Couldn't type for a second. I was on Kev's stream the other night, and I was every time I tried to tap into the little box to go and put something, it just went like blah, blah, and then disappeared. Now what? Luckily, I've got more than one phone, so I just logged in under another phone and did it on there, and it worked. But yeah, there's definitely something wrong with the chattage. I've not done anything though. But we'll get there. It'll work. I also want to try something very quickly. This isn't for monetary value, this. I want to see if it works or not. Can I trigger an advert by pressing this button? Let me know if it actually plays, and if... because it might not play for everyone. Let me know if it does. We'll see. This might not work. This might delete the entire internet with this. Has this worked? Does it work? Let me know. Nice song by the Human League called Louise. I like the Human League. They're a good band, la. My favourite albums, well, my favourite album by the Human League, of course, It's There. Very nice. You're on premium, so no for you. No ad. Right, so that doesn't work. Fine. It obviously doesn't work having monetization turned on with saying, do not play an advert. Just had adverts for Viagra and Thai Ladyboys. You must clear your cookies. Or click on them and stock up for Christmas. No ad there either. Yes. So that doesn't work. I don't want them being on for lives, but it was just to check whether or not triggering them from the button would work. And apparently not. You can do them from the dashboard. There. Insert ad. You can click on the button from YouTube Studio. So I was just wondering whether that worked. I have hit 4,000. I did. So there's a good chance if you watch any of the videos, you might see adverts on there now. Well, you might have seen adverts before anyway. Just that they would have got the money rather than me. Which is a bit of a shiter, isn't it? When you think about it. You create content, they get all the money until you've passed your 4,000. No loo ads. Yes, there can be. There can be. Because... Oh, your TV had an ad, but your internet was buffering, so you clicked out to come back in. That will do. Alright, well, let me know if this one works then. If you see an advert, put something in the chat. I want to see if this works then. B&B's in Offaly. Has that played something? You're supporting the channel. No ad, right. So. Button doesn't work. And pressing the insert ad doesn't work. Won't work for everyone, by the way. Won't work for everybody. It's ads on any of these videos will only show if you are someone who is willing to watch ads. So if you're someone who skips through constantly, they just leave them. They don't play it in front of you. Yeah. But I want to switch it off anyway. I can't do it on here at the moment. But I'll make sure they're not on for any of the lives.
Next.
Piggly ding. Next. Can ads replace the sneeze test card? The idea was if I had to disappear for a Damien Hirst, I'd just throw an advert in to keep you entertained and to also make myself closer to buying the Ferrari, obviously. But pause ads might be something I can do. If I need a bathroom break, just very, very quickly put a homemade Bears Paws advert up. You got one, did you, Casper? All right. Skipped a bit, but that's all. But it worked. Right. So possibly it does work occasionally, but not all the time. But I don't want it to be there at the start of a stream. I don't want them getting thrown in. You can set it up automatically so it mid-rolls halfway through. But I wouldn't know at what point they are, so I could be wanging away to people who've got no idea what I'm talking about. Get it booked. Alright, is that people with a cervix? That's a nice way of putting it, isn't it? Go and get seen to. You got a pair. Skip the ad at the beginning. That's no problem. It wasn't supposed to be there, to be honest, so skipping it ain't no big thing. It ain't no thing but a chicken wing. But this will be at least interesting now that I've found out that doesn't work. They're connecting it to Stream Deck, and it was at the start, and clicking the button made it come through for some people but not others, and then being able to look at it and have a look in the analytics and see what happens. Because if it plays, I wonder if it'll play before portrait streams. I wonder if that works. Because if it does, I might be tempted at some point to throw a couple of ads in there, because when you're getting like 200 views on a live stream, it might be worth just throwing a couple in there, seeing what happens, you know. Dwayne Eddies. or whether or not as soon as they get to the first advert they get off and go and watch something else. But I will switch it off. We don't want them. We don't want them on the streams. That's not what they're here for, is it? We're not here for that. Plus, you'd have missed, if I hadn't shown you, you'd have missed the cheers, wouldn't you? Don't want people missing the cheers. You wanted to see the new intro as well. You should. It's a work of art. Steve nodded off. Time for bed. Don't stay up too late. We won't. Cheers, bud. Take it easy. Sleep well. Velta Rustin. And to Helen and to Ruby Roo too. Yeah, thought you had to watch ads for me to get the readies. You do. But the streams are not about trying to fleece you lot, so it's about spending time with you. However, the video on demands, when these get saved onto the playlist, they will have adverts in them because they automatically get thrown in there. And if you're not here to watch it in the first place, you're too bloody right, you're watching adverts. Nah. You've watched ads on other vids. Car parts you don't even drive. I wonder why that is then. Normally goes off your cookies, doesn't it? So whatever you've been looking for normally goes for that. Maybe when the first advert was about to come on, you might have had the TV on and there was a car advert on. Alright, well, must be interested in cars. Send her. You're going the same way, Jackie. Head and eyes heavy. You're off to Bobies as well. Bon nuit. Good night. Velta Rustin. Catch yourself on, Jackie Nurse. Channel sponsorships the way forward, it is. The Bears Paws broadcast is brought to you by Surfshark. NordVPN, always them. Manscaped. DJ Spuddles. Car Vertical. So I still think Surfshark would be better for me. This live stream is sponsored by Surfshark. Always car ads. If they can't work out what you're into, just send them cars. Everyone likes cars, apparently. It's bizarre. But, as you say, this is the first monetised Bears Paws, so we might get some interesting data from the analytics in the next few days. It's going to take a while for things to really start to appear. And I haven't had a new video yet, have I? So that's part of the reason why it's quiet so far. More content equals more conkers. Obvs. That's why people end up absolutely hammering the content. Sometimes to the detriment. Some channels that I watch that I really liked, that as soon as they've made it and get a few quid coming in, just absolutely bombard you with stuff, and I think there's no point. You're diluting the quality of what you used to make just to try and get people watching to the end of more videos when they're now getting turned off because the videos are not as good as the original ones. Thankfully, a few of them have gone back to just one video a week or 2 videos a week rather than trying to bash out 9 a day. The analytics on your channel is mostly male. It will be. I would think for most women it'd be full of males. Good money to be made from a female channel, depending on what kind of channel it is, obviously. What sort of info do you get in the analytics? It is bizarre, some of the stuff. Obviously, the amount of views, the amount of watch hours, whether people have subscribed or not, the amount of money you're making from videos, new viewers, whether they're watching videos, live streams, shorts, or a combination thereof, returning viewers, subscribers. The viewers across formats is interesting. Live only, videos only, or watching both. I do very, very well for live and watching both. Your audience, there's some really interesting stuff in the audience. Age ranges. Most of mine, over 34. Most between 55 and 64. Mostly female. 19.7% male. 80.3% female. And here's the big one. I had loads of Indian and Filipino subscribers coming, which is why I end up going over 10,000. That's now dropping off rapidly. And there's no Indian or Indonesian or Filipino views anymore. My geography is mostly United Kingdom, United States, Netherlands, Indonesia and Brazil. I've got a little bit as well. So there's loads of information. And if you go into the web version, the laptop, and have a look into it, you can deep dive into all kinds of stuff. How long people stay on the videos for. So you can tell if your intros are good or boring. You can see people just dropping off like a stone. On shorts, whether people watch them or swipe off straight away. It's mad. Surf and shark together sounds so odd. May as well be called car motorway sign or skateboard pebble bloody knees. Car motorway, there's a site called car motorway, isn't it? You had Indonesia, South Korea, Philippines, Ireland, USA. There is a hell of a load of people in the Philippines, Indonesia, who are heavily into YouTube and will watch as much as they can. They're a good crowd. Remember trying to bash out 9 a day, but you're 15? You've got the energy to do it at that point. Ali Alio's got random stuff. Best thing to do on YouTube, random. I looked at it as being a diary. Instead of having a diary, a physical diary that you write in, just speak on camera, put it up. Talk about what you're doing. It's easier. And then it's also saved. If you want to share it with people, you can do. Mostly promote other people's channels and some shorts with music added to them. It's all part of the creative process, I think. Anything like that. Keep creating. You have your voice. Oh, man. The Philippines and Indonesia has about the same combined population as between Brazil and the US. There's a lot of folks out there that is. And is it somewhere in the Philippines is the most densely populated place on Earth, apart from once a year. One time per year, when it's not the most densely populated place on Earth, that goes to Glastonbury. The Glastonbury Festival is officially the most densely populated area on the planet, once a year. And the community post is a mix of everything. It's good. The community post is good and it's getting better. Once they turn it into a proper communities, it's going to be called communities. It's going to be a lot more interactive between you and the people. Jackie's got a channel. Do you want to look into it before or after the doctor? I'd say before. Get in there first. Check out my channel. Top 10 headshots. That would be you wouldn't be able to monetize it, but it would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Seeing the shorts, yourself and Donald chat a lot. Lovely stuff, lovely. Warm your hands, blow on your stethoscope. Then touch your toes and tell me that you love me. Bada boom, bada bing. That does taste nice, that, by the way. Lucky Saint. Doctor probably doesn't want to look up at it. Never know. Could be. Jakarta is the island in Indonesia with 140 million people. Think of Kowloon, the walled city in Hong Kong. 20,000 people per square kilometre. Whichever it was, Glastonbury Festival is it like 250,000 people within a space that's fairly small. Once a year that becomes the most densely populated part of Earth. Let's have a look. I'll see if I can find it now. Just for a few days a year, and not every year at that, due to fallow years, the Somerset Farm is estimated to become the most densely populated place on Earth. What? Heavy salad, man. Lucky Saint Lager. Unfiltered. It's very, very nice. It's got a good flavour to it. Jakarta used to be called Batavia when it was a Dutch colony. I did not know that. As opposed to the tin mine. Imagine when it's the most dense populated on Earth. Absolutely. Donald, how you doing, bud? Just saying to Ali that you nearly ended up in a ditch twice on the way home from work tonight because of LED headlights. They are absolutely awful things. And they get sold by the fact that they're really bright. Yeah, they are. They're fantastic. You can see exactly where you're going. And normally see exactly what's happening to the car that you've just blown off the road there. Stupid. Can't see a pissing thing. Untouched still. What's untouched? Are you untouched still, Mandy? Are you untouched? What are you on about? Have I missed something there? Yeah, it's ridiculous. Constantly getting blinded by people, especially if they're in a big car like a Range Rover or something, and the lights aren't properly levelled. Can't see a bleeding thing. They're up here somewhere, right in your eyes. Bastards. Oh, Donald, level 1.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
It's there. You had a couple of Guinness Zeros while you were away. My dad loves them. It was his birthday yesterday, so I got him a bottle of wine and a 4-pack of Guinness Zeros because I wasn't sure if he was still on the wagon. I think he had a couple of glasses of wine last night, but he likes his Guinness Zero. He's doing well. It's the ones with the light bars right across the front. They're bloody awful. Happy birthday to me, Dad. Yes, yesterday. 72. That's legacy number 510. Got loads of stupid amounts of birthday wishes on Facebook. Terry Curran, people like that. Footballers from all over the place. Neil Redman. Well, yeah, Neil Redman played for Barnsley. Neil Redfern. Party time tonight. There's birthdays all over the place as well. Proper boss. Happy birthday, King Bill, which was his nickname at Wrexham, funnily enough. The place where they made a beer named after him, Wrexham Lager, Billy's Brew. He got a case of it sent to the house. I never got to drink a single one of them. He seemed to like it. Light bars. I hate all that stuff. I'm not a fan of modern cars, to be honest with you. I was saying, I was talking to someone the other day. There was a Triumph Stag behind me. There's one that must live round here somewhere. A white Triumph Stag. Oh, gorgeous looking thing. Behind me in the rear view mirror. Looking at it thinking, that compared to all the Nissan Dukes and Nissan Qashqais and all the same shite that goes past. Cars don't look good anymore. They've stopped designing cars to look nice. They just make them all look identical. To the point where no one will be able to see where they've parked in a car park in years to come. It's stupid. Ian Rush's cousin lives near you, Nigel. Ian Rush. Oh, don't mention him to Evertonians. Oh, man. We hated him. He's a blue himself as a kid. And then done nothing but score goals against us for years later. And when he played for Newcastle, ended up scoring against us a winning goal for Newcastle at the street end. Just no escaping him at all. That was when someone shouted very loudly, "Fuck off, Rush, you scare the kids postman Pat lookalike bastard." Which I thought was fantastic. Yeah, a boot up the hole will either calm your nerves or will set them off even worse. Favourite looking car is a Citroen Traction Avant. Citroen makes some really, really good looking cars. So do Peugeot, to be honest. The French seem to stuck. They might be the only ones who are still trying to make cars that look interesting, not just all identical. I mean, if that was down to me, imagine being a billionaire and just thinking, sod it. a Mark 1 Ford Escort, but electric. If I had to drive an electric car, make it one of them, I'd have one of them tomorrow. Yet we don't mention his name here. Rush. Bastard. You know nothing about cars. As long as they get you to where you need to be, you're alright. The Gestapo used that car in World War II, they're alright. But it's still a nice looking car. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's very allow, isn't it? That is a beautiful looking car. Yes, Ian Rush. We're Evertonians, me and Thomas. We don't like him. An ex-Everton fan scoring goals against us. Bastard. My dad's mate has just bought himself another Mercedes 280 Pagoda. Fucking hell, man. I'd have to sell every house I don't own just about to afford one, and he's got several of them. That's a proper Euro Millions roll over kind of car. Esther, you need subtitles. You don't need subtitles. Best car sound is the Lancia Stratos. I love them. Grew up watching them. Lancias are amazing cars back in the day. And another one that if I won the Al Lotto, Lancia Delta HF Integrale with the Martini livery would have to be done. Some company does electric fits on old Minis, 100 grand, look lovely. That might be the same. Are they in Wales? Same company that also does the Mercedes 280 and what else do they do? I think they also do. Actually, they do Mark 1 Escorts. Oh, sorry. My fault. Car logo for the pause. Many apologies for the inconvenience. The Pagoda's lovely. He's only in Formby as well. He's got one there. I think he's got two in his gaff over in Spain as well. My dad was round there the other day. He said, what's nice that, isn't it? Well, he doesn't use it much. Can he lend it us for the weekend? It's like, Jesus, man. Probably worth more than the house that we live in. The Mark 1 Escort. Yeah, they are lovely things. Used to go to a nightclub in Birmingham called Pagoda Park. That does count. And that just reminds me as well of also one of the best shouts I've ever heard at Goodison Park. We have a habit of going silent for about half a second. 40,000 people, and just for a split second it goes quiet and you hear someone shout something mental. Lee Bowyer, that might have been for Newcastle as well. He was playing for him. I think he was about to take a free kick and it went quiet and someone shouted really, really loudly from the Upper Gladys in a very, very thick Brummie accent, "Bowyer, you're racist." I absolutely fucking lost my shit. And the people around me are all expats living in, well, Stafford or Birmingham, who must have thought nothing of it because it just sounds like where they're from, but I fucking lost it completely. "Bowyer, you're racist." And they were right, he is. Your favourite nightclub ever. It would have to be a place called the Pagoda Park. You'd have to be, wouldn't it? Did it? Oh, please, please, please tell me it had a proper Japanesey theme. Lotus blossoms and all, or cherry blossoms and all kinds of stuff. Yes, you know more about clubs than cars, of course. Can't be better than the Grafton or the Crazy House. The Grafton with the Velcro carpet when you walk on it. Oh man, grip a grim. As opposed from grab a granny, grip a grim. Sully's in Litherland, Sully's. I was trying to think of some of the places that we used to go in Southport when we first moved here. Like, I never used to go in the Kingsway, which is the famous one. Waverley's, the Glass House. Where else? Some mad place, Stan and Ollie's, that was a mad place as well. These places don't exist anymore. It's a shame. They were great pubs, like clubs rather. Someone in the cup game the other week bawled, I know you can hear me, linesman. Yeah. I also loved when we had Paul Gascoigne playing for us, and we signed Edan Tal, a Jewish winger, and someone shouted, Tal only signed for us because he wanted Gaz's strip. A fantastically highbrow shout. There's occasionally a really earnest, passionate southerner, Savna, who's a bit high-pitched and yells, come on, Evan. Yeah, you blue boys. We do have some strange people following us. I mean, people from strange places, not strange people. Well, strange people from strange places. You walked in at street level, you were on the top floor. The DJ was on a platform and lift between the floor. What? Ah, Pagoda. Makes sense. That's the way you walk in. To Tom Tom, do you have a channel? Yeah, Donald, your brother's mother-in-law, your brother's mother-in-law smashed in the same spot as Ozzy. Sounds just like with a woman's voice. Sharon! I can't find the remote control for the fucking telly. I've got a love-hate relationship with Birmingham. I've got mates from there, and the few times I've been, it's been sound, but also tend to have a habit of getting beat every time I watch Everton play there. Everybody on YouTube has a channel, you just don't post, of course. Which is why my channel is 17 years old or something. Because when you get an Android phone, you get a Google account, it automatically gives you a YouTube namey, channel-y thing. You are on here somewhere up to St John's Beacon on a radio programme. 96.7 City FM. You had an alternative bar called Korsakoff and you had to climb a ladder to get to the DJ. Is that to avoid getting punched? I'm going to smash his teeth in a minute if he plays any more of this shit. Oh no, sorry, it's alright. It's too far. I'm not walking up there. There's a Japanese style bridge and a pond on the bottom floor. Right, there you go, proper. I would go to a place like that. Bloody hell. Ozzy, there's something wrong with him. Obviously there's something wrong with him. Bloody hell. was trying to think what's the other one that had a pond in it. It's was it called Crocs or the Croc in Basildon? I seem to remember a documentary. It might have been a BBC documentary on electronic music, and Depeche Mode were talking about. There's a place that they used to play in, with a local night spot. I'm sure it was called Crocs, and they had a pond with a live crocodile in it, and they'd just be playing. There were about 20 people in there. They were playing just to get used to playing live. Yeah, I seem to remember that. Was that might have been a 3-part documentary series on BBC 4 about electronic music, UK electronic music. Brilliant, that. John Fox was on there when he were in Ultravox before Midgeo came in and ruined everything. Marilyn Manson did a decent version of Sweet Dreams, did he? Never heard that one. Love a nightclub with a proper walk around aspect to it. A cockney woke about, guy on a cockney woke about. Do you having a sausage, aren't you? A steppy go off. Do nightclubs still exist as nightclubs, or are they all just themed bars and stuff now? The place that I normally pick Jess up from is called Banff, which is obviously, it's a town or city, isn't it, in Canada? And it's a Canadian themed bar, which is up until 5 o'clock in the morning. Is that what they're like? Are there no proper nightclubs? Proper nightclubs. Oh, like a circuit that doesn't involve cutting across the dance floor. Ah, right. With Mel Appleby or Kim, you always forget. No, there was a different one. It was all about electronic music. It was... who else was in it? Daniel Thingy, the fella who started Mute Records. TVOD. What the fuck was his name? Daniel. It's going to piss me off, that. He was in it. The Human League were in it. A few of them talking about the origins of electronic music. So it all came from the likes of Kraftwerk and what have you. And all these bands that couldn't really play guitar suddenly thought, sod it, we can do this. And that's where that came from. They spoke about Sheffield and all the Sheffield bands that came through. You know, Cabaret Voltaire, Human League, Heaven 17, all the ones that they came from in the first place. Yeah, Depeche Mode. I'm trying to think what it's called. It'll come to me. Synth Britannia. That's the one. That's the one. Just seen it there. Synth Britannia. I think the original was 3 episodes long. And it was superb. Superb. Yeah, Synth Britannia. If you like your electronic music, check it out, man. Your Funk Soul Brothers. It was superb. Superb. Guess the last time you were in a nightclub was maybe 10 years ago. You always preferred a pub or a bodega. Nightclubs are kind of dying out in the west of Ireland for some reason. Pints are already getting too pricey. Just stupid, isn't it? There's a whole sort of, I don't know, a genre, a subculture that used to be around that's not going to be there anymore. It is literally just going to be bars, themed bars. Like we had in the 90s with the bloody Irish bars. And speaking to mates are from Dublin, it's like, there's loads of pubs over in Ireland, not one of them looks like this fucking shithole. Yeah, of course not. It's not an Irish bar. It's an English idea what an Irish bar would look like. And then that seemed to go all right, so we got rid of all them and then started bringing in other stuff that's not quite as good. Stupid. Just leave an old school place with a pond in the middle of it. That's what we want. old school nightclubs. The kind of ones, you know what I mean. You'll know what I mean by this. With that kind of crowd, you know what I mean. The kind of place where there'd be fellas with curly mullets and moustaches, silver suits and white patent leather shoes. Those kind of nightclubs. Bring them back. Put up the prices €16 now for 20s. Man, you had the budget yesterday. I've seen a little bit of that. I've seen people over here were just losing their shit over it because you were handing money out to people that needed it rather than putting it in the pockets of property developers and people who put money into the parties and things. It's mad, isn't it? It's on YouTube somewhere. It would be fantastic. Pub trade's kind of crap now as well. Pricey grub, yeah. The nearest pub you selling an 8-ounce steak for over 30 quid. Stupid. We're losing so many pubs over here constantly. The 2 pubs that we lived in, one's been torn down and is now flats. The second one is about to fall down because they started redeveloping it into it was going to be a co-op, little mini market. And then they decided not to, so they left it. It's going to fall apart. And I had 12 years of living there. It's like, for fuck's sake, man. Gorgeous building, proper old school pub. They're going to tear that down, and over the road there's a micro pub, which is now made in the place that used to be the corner shop, the newsagents. The entire trade is gone. Bit of Crosby, Stills and Nash. Bit of David Crosby, Stephen Stills and Graham Nash on the Gordon jury. You love it as well, Mandy? Very nice. There used to be over 30 pubs in the town that you live. Now there's probably 10 left. I wouldn't have thought Ireland would be the place where they'd be dying out. To my mind, it always seems to be. It's such a country where the pub is a major part of the community, like it used to be here, until the money men got their hands on it. It's a shame now. Or maybe it's an over-romanticised version of Ireland, the thing that we see on films and on TV, where everyone turns up and someone starts playing music and everyone gets banged into it. Stupid. 4 micro pubs in the village there now. They're everywhere, absolutely everywhere. And they are nice, but it's not an old pub, is it, where you can fit hundreds of people in there. Massive atmosphere. If all you can fit in is about 40 or 50 people, it's just 40 or 50 people in someone's living room. It's like a party, really, isn't it? Not a pub. Loads of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young at home. 5 minuten. That's the 5 minuten. Won't be long for the only pubs left are on TV soaps or on the Tube of You. We're bringing it back. If I have my way, we will bring pubs back. But it's not getting turned into a... We're not having franchise, we're not having Bears Paws all around the country. Not having that. If you include hotels, it'll be 13 at most, yeah. Close harmony, the way they sing. Yeah, I've got a problem with harmony as well. Not the hairspray, proper harmony. The pause, obviously, yeah. I've been watching loads of 1960s stuff during the day on That's TV3, whatever it is. And the likes of the Everly Brothers are on there, and I hate the way they sing, and the Beach Boys. It's too clean. The harmonies are too clean. I want a little bit of something. Lennon and McCartney, for me, they're the voice. That harmony, the way they sing, that's the way I want harmonies to be. or yes. John Anderson and Chris Squire singing. It's got to be a bit of dirt to the harmony. Can't be perfect. Can't be too clean. Otherwise, it just doesn't work for me. The pub was part of life up until the recession. Now it's gone. Horrific. It used to be the same over here. I lived in pubs from 1987 to 2003. Lived and worked in pubs. They were the hub of the community. Again, like early doors, if someone ended up not being able to pay a bill, you would make that money in the pub. Someone would come in and we need to collect a bit of cash because they're struggling, and people would put in. Used to say a decent pub, you could get an entire house made, built and refitted just by the people that you knew in there doing favours for mates. If you needed something that the roof needs doing, there'd be 4 people. I'll do it. I'll give my hand. I know I'm a roofer. I'll do it. Or I need something else doing here. I'll go out. I'll sort it out for you. What do you want for that? Oh, don't be daft. Get us a pint and that's it. Used to be the hub of the community. Now it's not. Horrific. For the first time in about 6 years, you went into a Wetherspoons. Oh, man. No wonder you can't sleep at night. Blame your dad and limited Worcester options. It was huge and heaving. Like the waitress's bosom. That's fair enough. If you're away, you're not allowed to go to a Wetherspoons where you live, but you can go to an away spoons. No turning the pause into a wine bar. People drink wine. No coffee shop either. We'll sell coffee and wine, but this is staying a spit and sawdust kind of gaff. Your niece moved to the States and made friends with the Beach Boys. Tell her to give them a slap off me. I like the Beach Boys. Pet Sounds is a great album, but I hate all that clean, too clean harmonies. Doesn't work for me. I like a bit of grit in my life. Stop me rant. I'm not ranting yet. Almost cut my hair as too clean, proper hippie. Just, looking too clean, man. It's too clean. Caroline, no. Yeah, Pet Sounds, great album. And they've done other stuff as well. Brian Wilson's a genius. But that surf sound I don't really like. And just the too clean, too close harmonies. Everly Brothers as well. Get a bit of grime in there. I want to see the sweat coming down the walls. Like the Beatles did when you were in the cavern. Got to be a little bit of something, hasn't it? A little something. That's a nice drop. Did you play the Wetherspoons game? Did you? Which game now? Happy Birthday, Esther. I'm now singing that to the tune of Happy Birthday, Lisa from The Simpsons. Yeah, the Wetherspoons game. There's a Wetherspoons game in the football fraternity where you're looking for away fans and normally throwing bottles at each other. Saw Brian Wilson in Liverpool years ago, a shell of a man. He doesn't look great, does he? Or didn't look great. Is he still around? Remember some real old school pubs that were half pub, half shop. Could get your groceries and a pint at the same time. There was, I'll tell you where I've seen that as well. That was another BBC thing. Tell you what that was. That was inside the factory, where they went to the Guinness factory, St James Place. And then finding out about some of the old Dublin pubs where Yeah, exactly the same thing. Women weren't allowed to have a drink, or they weren't allowed in the bar. But what they did is they had a little section where you can go in with your shopping, and you could get a drink while you were in there, which so happened to be gin or something. I used to be full of our boys having a pint, and then women doing the shopping. And then there would be, while I'm here, can I have this, 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 and this? And do you shopping while you sat in there? It's mad. Old school, man. The thing on Facey where you post a pic and state like whereabout you are, people will then send you a drink and food. Snugs with class as well. Yeah, proper old school. Deli pubs of the West Midlands. Desi pubs. Is it Desi or Desi? Desi. Balti Bowsers. There you go. Balti tout, yeah. Yeah, I know there's you can do that, can't you? I am in such and such a place at this table, and then see what comes, what will be delivered to your table, which can go horrifically wrong at times. I wouldn't try that. Not with the mates that I've got anyway. Imagine being in the Spoons in town. I'm at such and such a table, next thing you know, someone taps you on the shoulder. Hiya mate, can you go outside? Someone's just delivered a skip for you. A skip and 300 cans of Fanta. Sign here, will you? Off, man. Man, you've been dizzy in a few. Dizzy in the Desi. Ali, you've never been to a Wetherspoons. Please, for the love of Jeff, do not go into one. It's like pubs if they were designed by Bellends with twatty carpets. That's about it, really. Pubs for people that have given up on life. Pubs designed by people who've never seen pubs before. Oh, man. Never had a jug of woo-woo. Ali doesn't drink. Is there any pubs over in the UK called Bellend? There should be. There's enough of them. There's a place called Bellend, isn't there? There's a pub in Liverpool in Anfield, which is now called the just called the Cockwell, but it used to be called the Cockwell Inn. That was famous, that one. Your poor dad was baffled enough by the QR code ordering without you sending me a pot of peas and a glass of milk. Muff End, we all want to go there. We all want to go to the diving school. Spoons are great as a first drink meeting place. They are, because as soon as you get there, everyone says, right, finish that, let's go somewhere decent. The only thing they are good for, genuinely the only thing they're good for, is away football fans. Go to a new town, find an area of Spoons, get yourself in there. You will get attacked by the home team, but there'll be enough of you to protect yourselves, and it's cheap. So you can get wellied into the Dutch courage. Yeah, there was the 3 Bellends during lockdown, which they did the sign outside, didn't he? That was, Google that. New Brighton, 3 Bellends. Literally put the signs up outside the pub when it was closed. More flickers off license. There's also the Cock and Pullet somewhere in Birkenhead. Tato crisps make a tato sandwich. Yeah, there used to be pubs like that. There isn't now. They're just getting rid of them all the time. The Cockwell Inn was famous in Anfield. Thomas Froster's a Wetherspoons. It is indeed. The William Gladstone was as well, wasn't it, in town in Liverpool? But that's getting changed into a wine bar. Somewhere where you go for wine. we thought one of the most popular and busy pubs in town would benefit from being changed into a shithole that no one wants to go to. Good thinking. Sir Thomas Frost. It's a massive place as well, that, isn't it? I don't drink anymore, so I've not been in there, but yeah. Can't beat the potato sandwich. Alright. There's a shop in Knockin. Does it live up to its reputation? I've heard it's good. Yep, Esther, the Thomas Frost is near Goodison. It's on County Road, or what is it? It's not County Road at that point, is it? But yeah, it's on County Road. It's where all the away fans go. In that, thank goodness you're here, computer game, the pub is the thumb it. It's a knocking shop. It is a knocking shop. Good money to be made in there. You have heard rumours of there being a pie, pint and a hand shandy venue somewhere near Goodison. I have heard talk of that place. Man, you've never been, but you've seen the signs for it. Yes. I wonder, could you put it into the Yarl there, sat nav? Would you find your way there? All signs point to yes. Oh, bloody hell. My bloody back. Well, it's been a long one, hasn't it? So to speak. I have to go and put my feet up. Have a couple of glasses of alcohol-free wine, obviously, and prepare myself because I'm up early again in the morning. Early in the morning. She's in at 7:45 again in the morning. Okay, now what a pain in the arse this is. But on the plus side, your ma on toast. So the screen's going blank. You know what that time is, don't you? I mean, come on. We're not daft here, are we? We know what's going on. Get your dancing shoes on. You sexy little swine. Let's have a boogie. And that's that.